Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Welcome to a new week of crazy, or day of crazy, I'm not sure what. This was a week of crazy. Today's Friday when I'm shooting this, and it has been a good week. It's just been really, really busy. What do I got? Well, before I take you on a tour of the shop, let me show you. Today I made a a 2d6 dungeon plate for 2 people. Got 2 of those going out tomorrow. I got a 4 Against Darkness board going out for someone tomorrow. For Marvel Champions, if you don't play it, last night I got to go play. Well, I usually play once a week. Sometimes I'm lucky and I get to play twice a week. Last night, Thursday night, I got to play. I have a group of regular friends. We meet, we meet at different places depending on the day. Last night we met at a meadery here in, you heard that right, M-E-A-D, meadery, called Twisted Viking. Oh, I just went blank on it. Something Viking. We met there. We meet there usually on Thursday nights. They make crafted beer, they make crafted root beers and stuff like that. I don't drink, so I like their non-alcoholic stuff, which they make a lot of. But we met there, and one of our players, Jeff, I'll give him a shout out. He usually comes with like a custom scenario. There's a lot, if you play the game, you'll know there's lots of expansions for it, and there's so many heroes that you can play. And but Jeff will come up with some custom game. And last night he based one on the Midnight Sun. I only know it as a computer game, but apparently it's also a card game or a board game. But the Midnight Suns, and we went up against who did we go up against? Man, it has been a crazy day. We went up against Venom. Yeah, it was Venom. And actually, we played 2 games. I played Captain Marvel, who's one of my favorites. I play her as leadership, if you know what that means. Captain Marvel's leadership. And I also played Doctor Strange as protection. I played a protection deck. Both games were fun. We won both games. Both were 4-player games. But if you don't play and you like the Marvel Universe, it is such a great game to play. And so the reason I bring it up is I made 1, 2, and 2.5. I made 2 level, 3 level card displays, and I made one level card display for the game. So these will all be going out tomorrow in tomorrow's mail. And what else? While the laser was burning crazy today, I also made a bunch of ornaments and stuff, but I'm not going to show you that. That's not game related. Christmas is, I know Christmas is coming because usually around August, September, my ornament orders start gearing up. I mean, I start getting not a lot, but enough that it keeps me busy. So between now and probably December 25th, my laser will be operating every day. There are some days where I'm able to push off something to the next day, but not anymore. Now it's, we're entering the holiday season, so my laser's on constantly. I also got in some custom miniatures. I ordered these from Black Site Studios. They're for the Violent Dark war game, skirmish war game. I got some, I don't know what they are. They're the androids that have gone crazy. I got a 3-pack of those, or a pack of 3 of those, and the glue is drying right now. I also got 2 of the, I forget what you call these. They're mercenaries dressed in like lunar suits, space suits. And I haven't done these yet, but this is the crew pack with 4 minis. And I'm gonna glue those up later, and then I'm gonna get them painted because I did play a couple games of Violent Dark with some Core Space minis, which they work just fine with Core Space, but I liked their minis. They're made of resin, so I ordered them, and I'll be using those with the Violent Dark game. All right, let me grab the camera real quick and take you to show you what's printing today. Hang on. All right, my bamboo is going crazy, and as you can see, I'm doing what, 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 of these little inserts. These go about, I don't know, 7 hours, I think, to complete them all. And what they are is for this. You probably saw in the last video, I finally finished up gluing the pieces to the board, and now I'm printing a bunch of rooms to make like a base. Now what I'm doing here is, I'm not doing this for anything special. I'm just filling in every hole. You can see I'm about not quite halfway there. I figure it'll take another week for me to get enough variations of doors, walls, corners, some other stuff. Like this room right here, I did 6 of these. These are cryo tubes that can be inserted in. So I've got 3 and 3. I've got a bunch of doors, some industrial. There's some wall. These are weapons that are mounted like on the wall. There's some lockers. These are first aid lockers, and then there's just some standard lockers. What else? So this one is got the wiring exposed on the wall, and here's some vertically stored weapons. So there's a lot of variety. There's like over 100 different tiles. What I'm doing right now is I'm just printing up the basic tiles, which is like doors, walls, corners, floorboards, which, let's see if I can get one out for you. You know, just a standard floor, okay? And then once I get enough to cover this entire board in just rooms, walls, and floor pieces, then I'll be going back and printing custom pieces for, you know, specific things. Like they have parts for a garage, they have parts for a spaceport, they have parts for an engineering room. I'm probably going to be printing forever. Not really, but I'll be printing for a long time for this, because I just find this really, really useful for creating unique play areas for sci-fi wargaming, where you can, because everyone is just, you know, individual pieces, you can tell about the variety that you'll be able to make here. And you don't have to fill in the whole 2 foot by 2 foot area. You could just, you know, make a small base. Like this could be enough right here for a small game. But I figure if I have enough to cover the entire thing, that will give me a good variety to run with and play in the future. All right, hang tight. Okay, this may or may not be of interest to you, but if you're not familiar with the Arkham Horror, the card game, I'm a huge Lovecraft Mythos fan. Love everything Arkham Horror. Have a whole bunch of their stuff, but this is an example of their campaign expansion box. Typically, well, not typically. What Fantasy Flight has been doing lately for the game is they will release an expansion in 2 parts. You'll have one box that has the campaign, and then you have another box that has a bunch of new investigators in it. Usually, I think like 6 is about the right number. And you buy both boxes, or if you just want to play the adventure, you get the campaign and you play it with your existing adventure, or not adventurers, I just went blank on investigators. Thank you. So this is just an example. This is called Edge of the Earth. This is the one that takes place up in the, or it takes place in the Antarctic. And the reason I have it out is I've had numerous requests for something, and only recently have I sort of taken it seriously because I have the time to actually do it. When you buy this box, when you open it up, it comes with the player guide, the campaign guide, and usually this was from the Investigator expansion. I don't have that box with me right now, but I have both halves. So here's the book. This is all that comes with the Investigator expansion, plus all the cards. But as you can see, it's mostly wasted space. They give you, now some of the games come with custom tokens, and I've put the tokens in little clear containers, but it's a lot of wasted space. Now this is designed to hold like your investigators, and you could even put other cards in here, but this expansion, there's your cards. All right. So for some time now, I've had a number of requests to make a custom box to hold all of the different expansions. And the box would be something smaller, and it would only need to be, you know, maybe, I don't know, about 8 inches in length, and wide enough and deep enough to hold the cards, you know, horizontally. I guess you could do it vertically, but they're meant to be stored horizontally. And so for a long time, I've just sort of not entertained the idea. But I've recently been designing something, and let me show you what it's based on. Hang on. All right, so some of you may have seen this. This is an old project. These are all the symbols for the different factions that you can play in the game. But I designed this card catalog here. And yes, it is as heavy as it looks. It's about 15 to 20 pounds. And I designed it with the theme of Arkham Horror. It's got the Elder sign on top here. Whoop. And I designed it to hold all of my investigators, the core game that you get when you buy the beginner box or the starter box. And then also it holds expansion documentation, all the rules and things for all the expansions. And then I also have all of the faction cards organized by level and type and stuff like that. So I've run out of space. Not really. I mean, this box hasn't been used yet. But I'm quickly running out of space. And if I do, I'm not going to make another one of these. This was a one-off. I've had people ask me if I can make them one. It took so much time, and nobody's going to pay for what time and energy it took to make this bad boy. So I don't sell it. But I've had a lot of compliments about the animal feet, and these are real metal, brass, I don't know what. The feet that they rest on, the pull tabs. And so what I've done is, and I'll be showing you the final result in an upcoming video. I'm just doing one box. It will be very similar. It will have the pull tab. I'm looking at if I can source the feet in a larger quantity than like an 8-pack. Just ordering them in bulk probably will be better. But yeah, so just imagine one of these, and probably not as deep. This is about 12 inches deep, not as deep. Maybe half of this, well, probably a little bit more, maybe about right there. And I'm going to do, each one will come with a pull, but it'll also come with a symbol engraved on top for the game itself or for the expansion. Or maybe I'll just make it where you can ask to put whatever you want on it. There's a little gap here where you can insert a little piece of paper. I don't have an example. Well, maybe I do. You know, you can put a piece of paper down there and write on it, so you could change it out if you want to. Or maybe if they want it to be a permanent, I'll engrave it with the name. But that was something I've been working on today because I've been putting it off for a long time, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And what got me doing it was somebody finally emailed me back and said, "Man, what's the status?" And of course, you know, I wanted to be able to tell. So I did work on it real fast, and then I emailed him back and said, "Yeah, we're working on it." So I am working on it. It finally lit a fire, and hopefully I will have something available for Arkham Horror players to enjoy very soon, probably in the next week or two. All right, hang tight. All right, I finally, between printing the terrain, I finally finished this thing. Well, that's not true. I've still got like 3 or 4 parts to it. I'm not printing the interior. This is going to be glued up. But I've been wanting a ship to drop onto my 5 parsecs or Stargrave that's, you know, not huge. I don't want it to take up majority of the game table, but I want it to be bigger than something that I've been, you know, some of the smaller ships I've done. So I found this on, I found this a while back, and I bought it or backed it. I can't remember, but it's a shuttle, and it's done in parts, and you can glue it together if you like, which is what I'm going to do. Let me see if I can get it put together here for you real quick and show you. It's really well done. So that will go under here. And the engines, I haven't glued the rear engines together yet. They've got to be, this has to be glued together. But, and I'm not sure about some of these parts. But let me turn it sideways so you can see it. Now, it's done in black. The motors or the engines will be like this. But you can kind of get an estimate of the size of it with a miniature. It's a pretty good sized ship, but it's not so big that it will take up a significant portion of the game table. So I've got to get a section printed back here, and then there are these little clips that insert into here that I've got to do. So I'm not 100% done, but I'd say I'm like 95% done. And then once that is in place, I will be painting, giving it a custom paint job. They designed it so that you can remove like the top, and there are inserts for it. Like you'll have a cargo, a cockpit, and then you can also change out what goes in the back. Like there's cargo and stuff. There's even modifications to this where you can modify the sides, like what it has on it. But I'm just going with the basic one for now. I just was really impressed with the design. And I'm not concerned with the interior, so I will be gluing it together so it is a solid piece. And once it's done, I'll share a photo with you. But this was something I'm hoping to get finished this weekend so I can immediately get it on the table in an upcoming Stargrave or 5 Parsecs game. If you're wondering what it is, I don't have the name right in the top of my head, but I will put a link to it in the video description below. So if you're looking for it, look there. All right, hang on. Okay, that is about it. I don't know why why do I wait to do these on Friday? My busy day was like Wednesday. That's when I should be doing it, but of course I'm so busy I don't think to get the camera rolling. But I'll try to make these a little more random during the week so that you get a glimpse of different days. Wednesday, for those of you who were there, and there were really only two of my patrons joined me for Wednesday night live painting. It was at 7 p.m. Eastern. It'll be next Wednesday. If you're a patron, please come and join me. Basically, for an hour or two, I just open up Discord and I have a link that I create a video and we paint. This last Wednesday, I got 4 robots painted. Now, granted, when I say painted, I only used 2 colors. These were speed paints. I got them painted this bronze with a silver weapon. What I've got to do now is I've been wanting to customize them with some color. Like I'm thinking of painting either the front of their legs or the side of their arms with different colors to indicate like rank or something like that. But these are really cool miniatures. I'll try to take a close-up of one and include it in the video. The reason is because I have no memory of where I got these and I want more. So if you take a look at the photo of this mini and you can identify it and tell me where I got it from, I would be very appreciative because I'd like to buy like 4 or 6 more to make a full warband. I also got one of my Die Hard minis half painted. It's a little rodent scoundrel. Think Han Solo mixed with a giant rat. And I got him painted up. I have one almost like him from Die Hard that's got a different pose. And I like him so much I bought a second one. And speaking of Die Hard, they just announced they're doing a new Kickstarter in October. I think they do 2 or 3 Kickstarters a year. I wish they only did one. No, I take that back because I'm such a fan of their miniatures, but they're coming out with them so fast. It's just, and they have fantasy ones. I have not almost all. I have a lot of their sci-fi miniatures. If I was collecting their fantasy ones, I would never ever catch up. But I'm pretty much almost caught up with all of my Die Hard sci-fi minis. So it's just about time for October for them to make some new ones. They also did a teaser photo of some of them, and I have a shark man. They call them space sharks with a heavy weapon, and they only have one of them. Well, apparently they're going to have like 5 or 6 variations in different poses and different weapons, and so yeah, I can guarantee you I'm at least going to grab those because they're really cool. All right, what else? I think that's about it. I'm trying to keep these videos short. I mean, I could show you everything about my workshop. Jesse and one other person, someone commented in a video asking me about that. I think you can see that in the video. That metal rack. Yes, that is a baker's rack. it's got a name, a proofing rack, I think is what maybe they call it in the industry. I'd never heard that term, but yes, that is what that is. My wife got me that for Christmas because I asked for it. I saw it in a kitchen once, and I was like, that would make a great way to store gaming stuff. Now, when laser season's in full bloom, I use it mostly to store my laser cutouts. Because what I'll do is I'll batch them. I'll be like, I'll do so many of this and so many of that, and so I'll store them on there, and then I'll go back and start gluing them up and things like that. But yeah, they hold. I don't think I have a free one. They hold these aluminum pans like this, and they just insert in, and you can control the spacing of them. So if you have high stuff, you know, you can make sure not to crush it. But yeah, it's a great tool, and that is what it is. Somebody had said, is that a baking rack? Yes, it's a baking rack. You learn all kinds of new things from my channel. All right, that's all I got. This is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Everybody have a great weekend. I'll be back next week with some videos. I've got some painting videos, some crafting videos. I definitely got a lot of gaming videos to share up with you. And so I'll see you next week. Everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.